structure of the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment. So we have put in 3 full-time, you could call them volunteer coordination roles, you could call them admin roles, but to really function with neighborhood councils, providing some additional staff leadership, volunteer staff leadership to the department. What I was asked to do is to kind of lay out real quickly again, kind of visually the budget crisis as it's unfolding right now. Talk about what the proposal is for the done CDD consolidation. I could speak to the legal issues, but I think Jane Usher is coming, so I'll let her, she's not coming? Okay, well then I will then try to run through the legal issues with you as well, because we're in close conversations with the city attorney's office on these issues. And then, if you want to, I could actually put a little bit of a quick picture of CDD, because CDD delivers a huge number of the city's services, almost all of them that are federally funded. So you can just kind of get a sense of the structure where we fit as a proposal with Dunn and CDD. And then I would, be listening, clearly to the conversation that you guys are going to have about the role of neighborhood councils in the delivery of services, and I'll stick around for that conversation. So does that make sense, Stephen? Is that okay? So it's really useful for me to put it up on the wall if that makes sense, if you can see over here. So
there's also a mic over here if you want to work on the
yeah. I have my own marker here. Let me see if I.
Doesn't trust my marker.
It's a disappearing ink marker.
Oh, okay.
That's our city.
Yeah. So actually, we met with the budget advocates yesterday, and I got some new numbers from our budget staff. So I want to just put this as my cheat notes here as I kind of look at what we're going to be talking about. How much of this can I have?
All yours.
All right.
Right on the wall.
Everybody hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to just kind of lay out, and I'll try to get out of the way so you can see it, is that we are still in 2009-2010 budget hell, right? We see 2010-2011 double budget hell coming at us, but we're in 2009-2010 budget hell. So let me just explain that. 2009-2010. The major pieces of work that the city did that is structural in nature is made a very difficult decision to say we are going to downsize government permanently for 15 years. So what that means is, and it was done in a way that not everybody agreed to. Mayor's office took the lead and negotiated with the coalition of city unions, which is SEIU, AFSCME, Building Trades, Labor 777, which is the supervisor's unit, and the airport police, and the Teamsters. Other unions refused to sit down and negotiate, engineers and architects, IBW 18, firefighters, Police Protective League, had a separate arrangement, right? But we took the bulk of the union members that are on the general fund and had a hard conversation, and at the end of the day, instead of putting 3,000 entry-level workers on the unemployment line, we took 2,400 senior folks within sight of retirement, said, okay, 2,400 early retirements using the incentive program, 100% paid for by increased pension contributions from the rest of the city workforce on our Lacers pension system. And in exchange for that approach, those city unions said, we're going to give up what we had previously negotiated 3 years ago, a 2.5% COLA, cost of living adjustment, any step increases, right? And then we will increase our contribution to the pension system. That was the contractual relationship. They didn't have to come back to the table because they could have continued on. It was a 5-year contract. It was in year 4 of the contract. They came back voluntarily, worked out something that actually was good for the city. It was good for services, good for the city. Some people can still take issue with it, but it's hard to, knowing what issues we still have ahead of us. So what we did was 2,400 early retirements. In order to get them out the door, you have to get them, we can only process them $400 per month. You have to give them their all of their vacation pay. We worked out a deal to pay the vacation pay over time, not in big lump sums.